Everyone. Hello and welcome to another episode of Swim Sets by the Pool. This is the podcast where you get free swim workouts and tips on how to swim better. I'm a professional triathlete. My name's Nathan Cohen. With me, as always, is the Greg Harper.
I just feel so honored when you call me the Greg Harper. Like that means something to
You're the
people.
one and
But
only, man. You're the fast. Some say he's the fastest swimmer in triathlon.
hey, 14 minutes and a half Ironman upstream, JK, downstream. But yeah, I'm Greg Harper. I'm a professional triathlete and been swimming my whole life and coaching swimming my whole life too. So yeah, we're gonna break down the swim workout today. And if you like our analysis or you just want the free swim workout, just yeah, go in the show notes and steal it, and then yeah, hit subscribe when you do that as well, I guess, right? Isn't that what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do if you
Yeah.
post YouTube? You're supposed to say like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, all that jazz, right?
Yeah, if you guys have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go and give us a subscribe. You can see our faces, and sometimes we move our arms to describe what we mean in our swim descriptions. And yeah, if you're listening on a podcast player, please leave us a review. Only 5 stars, though. I think that's the only option. So yeah, but today I've got a quick tip that I'm gonna bring to you because I saw this on Instagram, someone posting about how they're scared slash uncomfortable with beach starts in triathlons and just open water swimming in general because they don't live by the beach. So I just dropped a little comment. That is my quick tip today, and it's practice butterfly, practice doing no breathers because if you're not living by the ocean, but you know you're gonna do like a 70.3 or a triathlon that's by the beach, like Oceanside or something like that. Butterfly is a great cheat code for open water swimming. It helps you work those muscles that you're going to be using in dolphin dives, which are super helpful to get under the waves. And then the no breathers will help you be comfortable to stay under the wave for a little bit because if you come up too soon, you could just get pushed back another like 10 feet, you know? And a lot of people do that because they're uncomfortable holding their breath. But a couple no breather 25s, couple laps butterfly, integrate those into your sets, and I think you'll be surprised at how much that helps in your beach swims.
Yeah, and just mentally too, just being a little more comfortable. One of my favorite drills, we always debated whether it was a drill or not, Bronco butterfly. I mean, I don't know if you've heard that, but it's basically you take a stroke of butterfly, dive to the bottom, push off the bottom, butterfly. It's
I
like
love that.
butterfly, but jumping off the bottom. And me and my buddy, like one of my best friends, we would race that, like sprint it. And I've done that so much in my life. So I'm naturally so good at doing that in the ocean. So yeah, I mean, you could even throw in a little Bronco butterfly, or maybe someone calls it something else. But yeah, you basically push off the bottom, explode out, take your butterfly stroke, dive back down, and yeah, try to go as fast as you can for a 25 or something.
That's super fun, especially in like a 7 foot or like 2 meter deep pool. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
such a good time.
Hopefully it's not a 15-foot
Yeah, that would be really
pool.
difficult. Yeah.
I would say that like the 4 to 7 foot is probably the sweet spot. But yeah, anyway, we've done it in the 15 meter, but then it's just a lung holding competition, and then your ears pop. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. I swam in this 50-meter pool in Egypt and it started at like 3 feet or 3.5 feet and it went all the way probably like 15 feet on one side. But it's so hot there that like the shallow end was like warm, like noticeably warmer because you felt like the reflection of the water. And then it
Yeah,
felt cooler as you went into the deeper end because there was just so much more space. It was crazy, man.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those really shallow pools because the ground's closer and you feel like you're going super fast. You're like, whoa, I'm moving so quick.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, sweet. So today's set, I actually brought this from Malaysia because we are an international swim connoisseurs. We get sets from all over the world for you guys because we want to bring you the best. So this is from poolside at a hotel when I was doing an Asian Cup out in Kota Kinabalu. So I think this is one of the senior poor athletes doing this set. It's like a Tuesday set, I think. 5 days out from the race. And yeah, we're gonna just analyze it and see what we could take from it. And it starts with just 200 free, 200 paddle drill. Not sure exactly which drill that is. And then 200 as 25 free, 25 back. And then another 200 shark fin tap drill, which not sure what that is. And then 200 skull, 200 free. So we got 1,000 warm up. And yeah, great. What are your initial thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts, it's like paddle drill. I mean, that might just be paddles. It doesn't seem like the person who wrote this knows a bunch about swimming, to be honest.
Hmm.
When people are like, "Oh, do I do like paddle drill?" I'm like, "It's just pull, man." Like, it's just like you're
Yeah.
saying too much. Like, that's a way. Like, oh, if someone calls it paddle drill, you're like, "Oh, you're probably not as super." You just come from a swimming background, but
Yeah.
that's just paddles, and then 25 free, 25 back for a 200. That's great, I guess, and shark fin tap, I guess. I mean, there's kind of a drill where you kind of have your hand on your side out of the water like it's shark fin. Maybe there's
Mm.
some tapping going on, but a 200 straight of any drill is overkill. Um, and then a 25 skull, 25 free for 200, that's fine. I like that. I mean, I think any sculling is good. I mean, I might not structure it that way, but um I mean, it's 1,000. You got a bit of mixed stuff in there. I think that yeah, we could probably tighten it up. Like you can put the pole at the end, and then if you want to do some drill, you say, hey, maybe 25 drill, 25 swim for a 200. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, there's not that much direction, or I mean, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
It kind of seems like they were just trying to get to 1,000 for their warm up, and they're just like, 200 this, 200 that, and oh, there's
Distance
1,000.
grab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of a distance grab in the warm up, but yeah, I mean, I think reordering it 200 free first, and then I would do the 200 25 free, 25 back
yeah,
second, and then maybe the skull free third, and then I don't know, I'd probably just instead of the yeah, I would say your drill of choice maybe for a 25. Like I like to do drill and then swim and then implement like what you're focusing on in the drill in your swimming. We've talked about that before. And then maybe like a 200 build at the end. You could use paddles or you could just swim it, but I'd
yeah.
probably just swim it to be honest.
That sounds like a reasonable. We'll note that down.
Yeah.
I mean the whole next set too. I mean it's the same flow. It just says it's choice drill 100, free 200, kick 100, choice drill 100, paddles 200, kick 100. It just kind of goes through that the whole time. Um, I mean I in the end there's choice drill. This whole that the main set is like a 2,000 or something, and there's 500 of choice drill. I mean, no one's gonna focus on that. Like by the fourth choice drill 100, no one's paying attention to what they're doing anymore. Like you just can't write a drill set like that and have anyone like really follow through and be focused the entire time because there's just no direction really.
Yeah, I typically just try and do drills more in the beginning of my swim and in the warm up, and then have a focused main set because I think you can gain a lot from focusing on your technique, just like regular swimming, like no gear, just like really focusing on what you're doing. And the drills at the beginning kind of like cue you up for that, in my opinion. That's kind of how I think about it.
I think most people would agree with you.
Hmm.
Or you reinforce it
Yeah.
after a set, like, oh, I'll do a little bit of drill again, and then I do a set, and then I do a little bit of
Hmm.
drill. That's fine. But yeah, the whole how this is written is we probably got to change it up a little bit. Also,
Yeah.
just doing like a 200 free and then a 100 kick and then a 100 drill and then 200 free and then a 100 kick and then a 100 drill. It's just like, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
really boring. I don't. Yeah, I mean, we can see. We should go back and look at the results and see where this person came out of the water in the race.
I can't
Because
remember
I mean,
exactly who
if
it was, so we can't unfortunately do that, but
if you're gonna do workouts like this on a regular basis, I just feel like you're probably not that technically sound, and like there's not enough focus in this workout to like do it on repetition and like feel like you're progressing, I would say.
yeah, I think yeah, I don't even know how would you start to to change the workout? I would just take all the drill out like of the middle
Yeah.
parts for sure.
I mean, it's like it's got some free and kick. It's like it's almost like, okay, let's do 5 rounds of a 200 free plus a 100 kick plus a 100 pull, and that's
Hmm.
boring too, but at least you have some like you can put some intervals and then you go back.
Hmm.
But yeah, how it's written, it just kind of seems like, yeah, just go swim a bit mindlessly for 45 minutes and then get out. And, if this is a Tuesday, before there's nothing fast on here. Like this guy
Hmm.
is, gonna have a super fast start on Saturday. Like I want to see some 25s activation, like getting the heart rate up a little bit, like getting your turnover up. But yeah, this doesn't really have much of that, I guess. It's also a
Yeah.
lot of kick. I mean 500 yards, it's not an insane amount, but it I want to know why I'm doing kick now, and it's just like, oh,
Hmm.
100 kick. All right, what do you do next? Oh, 100 kick. Yeah, just do 100 kick. It doesn't flow quite right for me.
Yeah. So how about this? What would you do for earlier in the week set? You've just traveled to a race. It's maybe like 5 days out. How would you make a set for that? Because yeah, honestly,
Okay,
I'm down with
I
chucking the rest of this main set out the window.
I got one. Okay, so I think a little bit of kick is good, kind of like activate the legs a bit, maybe after some travel. So we
Hmm.
could go kind of 6 rounds and you'll do a 150 and you'll go 50 kick, 100 swim. And swimming right after that 50 kick, usually you feel kind of good. So I like doing that. And then after the 150, you go 225s as one easy or one fast, one easy. So the whole thing is a 150 plus 225s, and we'll do that 6 times. And so that's 1200. And you kind of get a little bit, you get the kick in there, you get the swim and like a little bit of faster stuff. And then maybe at the end we can do, 875s pull if we want to get some pull in there. But, kind of
Hmm.
separate those two. I think that would be a solid. I really like 150s as 50 kick, 100 swim. You end up swimming fast. And yeah, the kick we got to activate our legs a little bit, especially if you're doing like an IT race, which this guy was. Like you're gonna have to kick a lot to get out. So I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure. I would. What do you think about doing like for the 75s at the end? Maybe doing like three of them as IM order and then three of them at the end pull or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
that's good. Yeah, especially after that travel, like kind of moving your body in different
Yeah.
planes, like getting a little flyback rest in there. No, I think that's better.
I
That's
honestly
that's
love
solid.
doing, I mean, I did a bit of a breaststroke. I was swimming like a little bit after this guy, but I love doing breaststroke after traveling and backstroke. It's a little sketchy in like the hotel pool because there's no flags or anything doing backstroke. You just got to look back. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like doing breaststroke because I just feel like yeah, that whole area, like your hips and stuff, gets so tight from like sitting in the chair for like a long time on the plane. So yeah, let's do that. 675s, three IM order, three pull. I
Yeah.
think that'd
That
be
sounds
solid.
that sounds perfect.
Yeah. Or if you want more distance, you could do eight. Because then
Do eight.
that would put you on the right side of the pool, right? To grab your pull paddles.
No, you'd
If
still be.
if you did three, wouldn't
Oh, yeah, you're
you'd be
right.
on the wrong
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
So
So
let's
we
do
got we
four.
want we want to go 4 and 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. And that's just a little more well-rounded of a set. You get a little bit of speed in there, a little bit of kick, a little bit of IM, just kind
Mhm.
of wake yourself up after. Yeah, and even if you weren't traveling, still a kind of nice little solid set. Like this is like a
Yeah.
fitness maintainer, right?
Hmm.
Like especially if it's a race week or something, you can't get more fit, but you can get sluggish if you don't keep the body alive. So that would be the kind of goal of a set like this. We're maintaining our fitness, we're gonna hit a couple of energy systems and yeah, and move our body in different ways and yeah, feel good when we get out.
Yeah, and I like the earlier on the 125 fast, 125 easy. I think that's nice too. Like to just sneak in a little speed. And also like butterfly, you can kind of make that as harder, easier, but it's never going to be like super, super easy, unless
Yeah,
you're like
yeah.
doing it really, really wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now that's pretty
Well,
solid. And then I mean they actually do say warm down though, so they're one
smart.
of your people. And it says
Up
up to 400.
and I like that. I mean, that's a good, nice long warm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I know we've said this before, but if you do, especially if you do hard stuff in the swim, like 100, you're just, everyone's obsessed with lactate these days, right? Like, people in swimming, they'll use lactate to gauge warm down, which is an effective tool, right? So I do a big set, you take lactate, it's super high. If you do 100 and take it again, it's still going to be elevated. Like you're going to need to do, I heard this thing once 100 per millimole. So like
Hmm.
say you were at 7 millimoles, you did a super hard set, you need to swim 600 to kind of get back down to baseline. I don't know if that's really true or not, but like that's if you think about it in that mindset, if you do a super hard set, like you probably need to warm down 500 yards, did that backstroke, kind of like what you said, move your body. If you really want to be like back to like kind of flushed, or you get out and you're just like, you don't feel that good. Like there's a lot of lactate in the muscles and the blood, and you're just not going to recover as well, probably, and if you try to flush it out more. So 400 proper warm down.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to have these kind of midweek sets because you can't, I mean, like you said, when you're young, it seems like you can pretty much do anything, but you're made of like rubber and magic. You can just go as hard as you can every day. But if you are not a super competitive swimmer where you're not swimming like every single day, it's like it's good to have some of these sets where it's kind of just like a little bit, a little bit of speed, but it's not as they would say, garbage yardage. Like there's still focus to it and there's still like an
100%.
intention.
No, and I feel like that kind of leads into like what like my hot take was going to be, and I feel like this set kind of does too. And I had like posted this on the internet or whatever. The other like my whole thing was there's so many professional triathletes out there, and some of them are great bike runners, but so few of them have taken their swim to a professional level.
Hmm.
So that's kind of it's like, you know, people call themselves pro triathletes and things like that, but they really haven't taken their swim to a professional level. And a lot of tri coaches might not have that expertise, and you might have to look elsewhere. So,
Hmm.
and especially when you come into if you come into it late in life, you're gonna have to be more professional to achieve the same results as someone who swam the whole time. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of my hot take. Pro triathletes out there, get more professional with your swim, or yeah, I mean the times are changing. There's guys there's females and males who get to the front of the races on the swim, and they're as good bike runners as anyone. So there's just no time to let that stuff slide anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems obvious, but the better you are at swimming and the more efficient you are in the water, the stronger you'll bike too. Like if you're already a good biker, and you become a better swimmer, you're only going to bike faster in the race because the swim isn't taking as much out of you. And like I
Yeah,
saw this super clearly when I did Ironman Canada. They canceled the swim, and guys like Lionel Sanders, they were like, "Oh, I just hit the best bike power I've ever hit. Like I've never hit that bike power in an Ironman." It's because usually he has to swim before,
yeah,
So you took out the swim in the Ironman, and now he like magically does. It's like his best power ever. But if he swam more efficiently, he could get closer to that power. So,
yeah. It's kind of like you want to minimize the drop off effect.
hmm.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's definitely valid. And yeah, there's a lot of coaches out there who, yeah, they might be experts in bike run and physiology, but if you don't have that like swim coaching background, or you haven't really worked through coaching triathletes for 10, 15 years, like you might not have that expertise in that. And the coach who wrote this workout, I mean, I can tell, I can look at it. It's like this guy's not an expert in developing swimmers, but he's coaching a professional triathlete who, by the looks of this workout, maybe is not the strongest swimmer. So it's kind of like they're both fighting each other, and neither like coach who's not prepared, swimmer who wants to get better, and that partnership can't reach the goals that they want essentially.
Yeah, stuff out there. So if you're a coach and you coach triathletes, just steal our swim sets from our podcast.
Yeah, probably though. Yeah,
Listen,
you'll
listen to it every week, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and yeah, you'll get great swim sets.
yep. All right. Sounds like a plan.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, you guys. If you want more swim sets, we've got like 20 plus episodes. So you could swim like every day of the week this whole month and do a new swim workout if you just listen to every single episode. And you could just screenshot the workout in the episode. So,
You
anyways,
probably
go
get
do
good.
you probably will. And that's why we're here. We're just trying to give the people what we want. What we want and what they want. We want them to be better swimmers.
Yep.
Anyways, see you guys.
Cheers. Later.